Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Rick9G. We are here with another live stream. While everyone is indoors, we can have some fun, talk about some cool TV shows, and yeah, enjoy yourselves. I'm really happy about this. I'm really happy about being able to get together and talk to everyone and hear and answer your questions about the channel, about the show, about stuff like me and stuff about me. Let me get my mystery drink and everything. And I want to thank you all, especially those who saw my post. I did a post on YouTube, and I just posted to let people know that I was going to do a live stream at 3 Pacific time. So thanks for all of those who decided to make a little alarm clock appointment thing and join me. So that is awesome. I decided to do something a little differently today, and instead of putting the thing up on my computer, I'm going to be putting it up. I have a DVD player separately here, and I'm going to be playing it there. It's so old school, but the thing about that is we won't have issues with sound and things like that. So it makes me pretty happy. I think today we should talk about some of the other classics, Munsters, Addams Family, but of course you're always free to ask, whatever you'd like in terms of classic TV shows, ask about YouTube, the channel, and all of that. A great way that we all usually start out is by letting me know where you're coming in from. So yeah, let me know. I see a Dallas Cowboys fan. Nice to see you. Thumbs up to you too. Awesome. El Gallo. Yeah, I was on here live streaming a few days ago, and I've been posting videos still. So I have 3 or 4 videos that I posted recently. So if you haven't seen that, I highly suggest everyone go and check those out. I really think notifications weren't being sent out, and that's unfortunate. That's very, very unfortunate. It's just kind of the world we live in right now. Florida, awesome. Let's see, Sacramento, Northern California, awesome. Florida as well. Hello, Lansford. Gala as well. And coming up with our first donation of the live stream. Thank you so much, Terry. Is it Golson? How's it going? You have a little guy laying it's going pretty well with a $5 donation. Thank you so much, Terry. Have I seen you in the live streams before? I'm not sure. Let me know where you're from. And yeah, definitely a shout out. So I do appreciate you all coming out. Hey, Heather, nice to see you from Ohio. Let me see here. Missouri. Awesome. You may be the first Missouri individual that I know of, which is on the live stream. So that is really awesome. Thank you, Julie. All right. New York City, Lazy Homebody. Lazy Homebody is a great supporter. Always leaving comments and just being great all the way around. So thank you so much, as well as Randy. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate it. Yeah, for some reason, things weren't going out to people. So just let me know if you haven't seen those, and make sure to always check back. I always tell you, even if you don't get a notification, check back every once in a while, because I have videos every few days. So yes, even working on stuff right now. Well, not right now, but yes. Terry Golson coming in with another $5 donation, letting me know you're from Indiana. Thank you so much, Terry. Awesome. The great state of Indiana. I have not been to Indiana, but I would like to go to Indy to see in Indianapolis. Definitely something. I'm kind of a car guy. I love Formula One, and you guys have one of the greatest racetracks, Indianapolis. Indianapolis 500, yes. Peoria, Arizona. Yes, David coming in with a hello. Believe from Ventura County. Wow, not too far. Very nice area. Let's see. Do I get viewers from Southgate? I get viewers from all over, believe it or not. Even overseas, Australia. I got Philippines recently, UK, United Kingdom, France. Really, really cool stuff. No one really from the Middle East yet, at least has shouted me out. So that's kind of cool. Brianna, you got notified on your phone. Great. And that is good. That's what we hope. That's what we hope, that all 80,000 people are notified. But that's not often the case. If you haven't, make sure you hit the bell and you hit all. Because if you don't hit all, you won't be told. YouTube will choose when it tells you. And kind of defeats the purpose of the bell. Because if you want to know, then you just watch what you want to watch, right? When you're notified. So anyway, Hey, another Indianian? Is that even correct? Checking in from Indiana. Very, very nice. From Vegas. Ooh, yes, Vegas is nice. I want to go to Vegas again. From England, Vintage Fan 87. Awesome. Now, I put up a Munsters episode over here that I'm watching on my own. If you guys are Munsters fans, let me know in the comments down below. This is a great one. I really like it. It's the one where I believe Herman loses his memory and he becomes a John Doe, so no one knows who he is and he's kind of lost. And then the police station puts out his like mugshot and it's like, do you know who the parents are of this person? It's a great one. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Dave, Phoenix, Arizona. Your channel and knowledge of my childhood is awesome. Ooh, thumbs up. Thumbs up to you as well, Dave. So did you grow up watching these shows when they first aired, or did you start watching them in reruns? Let me know. That's always fun to look at. Always fun to know the difference of when people watch it in reruns or you watch the actual premiere episodes. Illinois, I have been in Illinois, Chicago several times. Not enough to see the whole city, but to O'Hare several times. Yes, yes, yes. El Gallo says, I've gone back to see your I Love Lucy video tour. Yep, we went to the Jamestown Museum. I visited the museum. I went to the Lucy sites, childhood home, all that good stuff. If you haven't seen that, make sure to watch it after this. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Being at the apartment, looking at the kitchen, the museum was pretty nice. So very, very happy about that. Terry Golson, yes. Three's Company, big fan of Three's Company. Going to put more videos out. Maybe make it more broad in terms of me. That's me talking to me. Because the last one I made was pretty specific. So I'll maybe go broad about the show in general. Some cool facts about it. There's some really interesting information about Don Knotts on that show. As well as, the Ropers in general. And just the dynamic between the three, between Suzanne Summers, Joyce DeWitt, and of course John Ritter. It is really, really cool. Dave, so you're a child of the 70s, mostly reruns. Gotcha. I get it, definitely. The Addams Family play? I'm not sure if I know exactly which one you're talking about. The only ones I am familiar with are the TV show, the classic first TV show, and then of course the subsequent. There was a few others where they did like remakes and stuff. But I do love the movies. The 90s movies I think are really, really good. All right, let's see here. Hello, greetings from Cathlemet, Washington. Is that correct? I love the Munsters and the Addams Family. Could you choose one out of the two, and why? And I think the big question is, should we go Lily Munster or Morticia, and why? Let me know in the comments down below. Lily Munster or Morticia. When I heard about the passing of John Ritter, I was watching TV because it was right on the news pretty much after one of his shows aired, 8 Simple Rules to Date My Teenage Daughter. He was on that show, and that's the set where he basically had he had an aortic rupture. Kind of similar to Lucy, so it's definitely unfortunate. I was crushed because he was so young, and my goodness, he is one of my heroes in terms of acting, in terms of how good he was physically. I'm really into physical comedy and stuff. Migto, hey, do I like The Honeymooners? Yes, I've watched it. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite. I think it has a lot of classic moments. And it is a pretty good show. I will give you that. It is a pretty good show. Oh my gosh. And now they're going to court to see if they can get custody of Herman because he doesn't know who he is. That's some of the weirdest scripts, but I love it. Weirdest. It's great. Best Munsters is Zombos. Zombo's fake. There was an episode on Zombo and he was this creepy guy. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Lily. So some people are starting to chime in already with Lily Munster. Let me know why, and anyone advocating for Morticia, and why. Morticia, of course, from the Addams Family, and Lily, of course, from the Munsters. Randy, you've been watching more of Dennis the Menace. It's a pretty fun show. If you are familiar with it, the one I have been watching, or the one episode I did watch and I loved so much, I watched one with Gil Gordon, and I thought it was alright. I expected it to be funnier than the one with Joseph Kearns. And the Joseph Kearns one was hilarious, where he had like people from a magazine coming over, and then he got his head shaved from the back. I couldn't stop laughing in that episode. I was really, really, really amazed. Really, really amazed. The go-kart episode for the Munsters? Oh my gosh, that's funny. KD, nice to see you in the live stream as well. Let's see here. Yvonne DiCarlo, yes. Yvonne DiCarlo was great. Unfortunately, you couldn't see much of her because she was very makeup-ed. Heavily makeup. In fact, everyone was. Except for, of course, Marilyn, Beverly, and Pat Priest. Yes. Yeah, but even, of course, Grandpa, or what is it, Al, right? That's his name, Al Lewis, there we go. Al Lewis had makeup on, and I believe they aged him to make him look older, because he was similar ages with others in the cast, which was really funny to think about. Let's see, Hogan's name in Hogan's Heroes was named Larry. I'm not sure about that. No, he was named Robert Hogan. Unless, I'm sure, maybe I'm jumping into the conversation, but I believe that is what the question was. All right, I see a lot of Lilies, not too many Morticia, so, I wonder why. What are some of these shows, since a lot of people are indoors, classic shows that you're watching right now? I Love Lucy, Gilligan's Island, Munsters, Addams Family, Three Stooges, any Three Stooges people out there, let me know. I want to know what you guys and gals are watching. Oh my gosh, what I love about Fred Gwynn is how kind of an airhead he is. Not him, but his character in the Munsters is. And how intelligent, smart, and how much of a brain that guy was in real life. And the fact that all of these people who play these airheads are really intelligent individuals. Same thing with Bob Denver, same thing with Lucille Ball and so forth. Even Desi Arnaz sometimes when he played silly. Jared1701, thank you for coming in with a $2 donation. Thank you. This is in the super chat in case you want to have your comment read, or in case you want to donate to the channel. All that goes back toward the channel for giveaways. Name a classic show you've never seen but want to. Never seen but want to. Bewitched. Bewitched, that is one that I've been told I need to watch. One that I'm told that I would enjoy, and I haven't seen it yet. It's like my time is filled with all these other shows I need to catch up to, and then it's like I'm always playing catch up, right? So, very good. Terrell or Terrell? Hey, how are you? Because he said, hey, Rick, and I'm like, hey. Three Stooges fan here, J Mark's YouTube chat. Did you know I have over 52 videos on the Stooges? You should check them out, and more is coming on the way, so don't worry. What's your opinion on Here's Lucy? Now, I want to make sure, let's see. So Here's Lucy is the one with her daughter, I believe, right? Her real daughter, Lucy Luckenbill, and Desi Arnaz Jr. was in, right? I think there are some good episodes in there. I really do. It's not one of my favorites. I can't say it is, but there's some good stuff there. The Rifleman. Wow, that's interesting. In Spanish, it's very popular. Like, a lot of these shows, in case you guys and gals don't know, I have part Spanish heritage. A lot of these shows are dubbed in Spanish and enjoyed by many, many people around the world. Not just in Spanish, but in French and, of course, in many, many hundreds of languages. But a lot of these shows are extremely popular in other countries. Just letting you know, people who only watch them in their language, which is cool. You know, dubbed and subtitled. So, Beverly Hillbillies, Car 54, where are you? I am going to get more into that show. Absolutely. MJ McRae, thank you for coming into the live stream. You're new here, don't worry about it. We always welcome people with open arms, and thank you for dropping in. We're talking about classic, fun TV shows. Right now, I am watching a little bit of Munsters. This is great because Herman becomes like a child in the family. He competes with his son Eddie, but he thinks he's his brother, and they want to get him to get his memory back. I don't know how many people have watched this episode, but it's a great one because he acts like a little boy, and he's like 7 feet tall, and he's jumping up and down. Stuff like that to me is so funny. I don't know why. It's just the physicalness of the comedy that I absolutely love. Twilight Zone, yes, big Twilight Zone fan. I have some videos on here if you want to check them out after this. Just letting everyone know, close to 1,300 videos on my channel. Different shows. There's even old stuff going back. So, believe me, a lot of my material, I make it so it's not dated in the sense of the only ones that are sometimes when I reveal the conversion rates, because obviously those are by year. But other than that, my videos, you can watch them 6 years back and the information's relevant. So I always recommend people doing that. Empress Lati Locks. Hey, nice to see you. You're new here. Definitely welcome to the channel. So Terrell asked a question about some TV studios changing or moving away some of these sitcoms and putting newer stuff on there, where I think there always needs to be room for these classics. It's a shame when they're done away with. Even if there's like a channel, I'm surprised they don't keep like a channel. I know there's like all this stuff like TV Land and MeTV and stuff, but I'm surprised there's not more of these because these shows are still making money. I know there's some actors from the 70s who are still alive and making money off of the royalty checks still. Not tons, but there's still money rolling in. And so it's really surprising how, it's not more common and so forth. Oh my gosh, yeah, Billy Reed. Yeah, I've been keeping up with Butch Patrick, the actor who played Eddie Munster, who is, I believe, in his 60s now, and he has like a replica of the Munsters coach and so forth. It's pretty funny to see him like keeping the show alive. I was gonna say his show, but show that he was on. He's he is the last cast member, I believe, along with Pat Priest. I believe those are the only two of the main cast. And so it's great. I think it's great that they keep, putting out to people to watch these shows. Absolutely. Gidget. I have never seen Gidget. Could you believe that? Oh my gosh. I love the chemistry between a lot of these actors, and I think that's one of the strong points of these shows, that they choose actors that have good chemistry, and it seems like today maybe there's good chemistry, but it's not the best chemistry, and I think that's where some of these shows falter, because when you see this chemistry, you start to believe these stories more, you start to get more engaged in them, and you start to have more fun by watching the stuff, the content. But writing needs to be good as well, so that's something to keep in mind. Okay. I've never seen the Rockford Files, but it was one of those things where whenever it would come on, it would be time to do my homework, so I never got to it, but maybe time. The Flying Nun. I have been told to watch The Flying Nun, and I've been told it's pretty funny, right? Sally Field's in it. Yeah, that's pretty interesting to think about. Yep. That's funny, Believe. You asked, and then Jim asked right before you. You guys had like a same thought going on there. That is incredible to believe that Butch Patrick is in his 60s, and he's like a little 8-year-old, 10-year-old here. Wow. And to think that like film can keep these individuals alive and their work alive, I'm so thankful, because this would have been lost. We would have never known this. Just the acting chops of these individuals is just so good. Just so good. Now, any shows from the 70s that you are big fans of, let me know, because I usually, let's see, so I've covered Three Stooges 30s, so that's pretty much the farthest back I've gone. There's Laurel and Hardy, so that goes back into the 20s-ish. Also, Marx Brothers is technically 1929, would be, I believe, when they made their first Coconuts. The Coconuts. And so I've covered stuff going back to the 20s. I want to go farther than that. And I've gone up, let's see, into the 50s, of course, 60s, and now 70s, starting with Three's Company and so forth. I've made one video on the 80s, but I would say that I really haven't touched upon the 80s and so forth. Yeah, so the winner for the Sanford and Son DVD will be in the next Sanford and Son video, which I've already been brainstorming on, very early stages of it. But that is definitely something I want to do. I want to do and release soon, because that video, my goodness, that Sanford and Son video, I only released one. Oh, wait, two. I released two, and both of them knocked it out of the park. You guys showed amazing support. I think one of them definitely hit, well, both of them hit 100,000 views, and then another one went even higher than that. I don't want to give a number because I'm not sure, but at least 100,000, which is great, which is amazing. Yes, definitely more Laurel and Hardy. I have a couple in mind already that I already know what they're going to be. I just have to shoot them. I have to get them on paper. Oh my goodness. And then we have Al Lewis looking like a kind of Rudolph Valentino type individual, and now you can really see how young he is in that, which is awesome. Okay, I'm going back into the chat. It's always like going back and forth into the chat. So J Marks, I have seen the Little Rascals in terms of the new stuff from the 90s. I haven't seen the originals. Let me know if any of you would recommend it, if you're fans of it, and if it's good, because honestly, if you guys have watched stuff and it's not good, let me know whether it's good or not, because I have not that much time, and so I want to focus on the good stuff. The stuff that a lot of people like and that most people like. I really don't want to go into the niche shows, at least not yet. Later on, I want to go into big, popular shows that are classic. Not so much niche, if that makes sense. So that would rule out a lot. I want to focus into the big stuff from the 60s, 70s, 50s, stuff like that. I got Lucy covered. I got a lot of stuff covered from the 60s. There's really not much I'm missing other than probably Bewitched. And then 70s, I'm teasing the 70s. I haven't been to the 70s that much yet. Just kind of started. Mork and Mindy I've heard is really good, and I'm a big, I was going to say Robert De Niro. My goodness. Robin Williams fan. I love Robin Williams in everything, pretty much. Francesca Consoli, would you review classic movies ever? I have. I actually have a movie reviews playlist, and you can check them out. I have done new-ish movies, and then I've also done like classics as well. I've reviewed Duck Soup, which is like a 30s movie. So yes, I will do probably more of that in a different style. Yeah, I don't know. I want to see if more people want that, because I'm really big into movies. The thing with movies is it feels more limited than shows, but maybe I should start doing more movies. I don't know. Definitely a good idea. Three Stooges, Little Rascals. Good stuff right there. Both good stuff. Like, that's what it sounds like. Little Rascals, I would trust that it's really good. It's a very multi... yeah, the cast is multi-dimensional. There's a lot of variety there, and it's just kids, so it's fun. That should be really fun. Like, I'm surprised how much I love Dennis the Menace. I thought I wouldn't, but I love the cartoon. I was like, wow, this is even better than the cartoon. And the cartoon is very highly based on the actors. Like, Dennis's dad looks exactly like the actor from the show, the 60s. And the cartoon is basically Gil Gordon personified. It's awesome. He's like, grr. He actually sounds like, oh my gosh, what's his name? With all these actors, sometimes I blank out. Jim Backus. Yeah, from Gilligan's Island. Mr. Magoo. Yes, my boy. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, the thing with a lot of the shows from the 70s, some of them were very radical. And the thing I feel with the 70s, it became a departure. I almost feel like, yes, there were very rough 80s shows, but I feel that there was, like, I think in the 80s there was a split. You can even argue that's in the 70s, where the classic shows continued, and then the risque, kind of out of control ones began, if that makes sense. Because, like, 60s, you didn't really get a lot of risque stuff. It was still pretty not, it wasn't that crazy. But then once you get into the 70s, you get into really different type stuff. And that's the thing. There are some shows that are, like, really good and some that are kind of off the rails, which I'm not going to really focus on and stuff. A lot that had, like, agendas and stuff. I don't know. I think a lot of these shows, especially the ones from the 50s and 60s, some of these shows don't have really an agenda. It's just fun, comedic. Everyone can watch it. The fact that you can see it in many countries, I think that's the point. Whereas some of these other shows, they're not that popular in many countries because they're very central to the time period in which they were made. And so they're not that popular around the world. You know, something like Perfect Strangers, I would say from the 80s, is more like a pure type sitcom versus, let's say, wasn't a sitcom, but like, the A-Team. The A-Team was something that was a little more rough, a little more gritty. And yes, people liked it around the world, but I think that Perfect Strangers is like more of a descendant of I Love Lucy, if that makes sense. Yeah, anyway. No, a lot of these cop shows, to be honest with you guys, I've never gotten into. I don't know why. I think I do know, if I start thinking about it, is because many of them are really gritty. Let me just, I am going to switch out. A lot of them are really gritty, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think that's not really, it doesn't stick with the vibe that I was looking for. And the vibe that I was looking for was like fun, uplifting type comedy. And the other stuff is more like murders and corruption and stuff, which again has its place. Like, I liked Dragnet. I think that was a really good show, but it's not like this stuff. And that's kind of what, to me, like, gets to me and warms my heart. It makes me happy, and I enjoy it so much. So yeah, boom, let's get that going. Oh yeah, any other Perfect Stranger fans? A dude's thoughts. Man, I loved Perfect Stranger when I was younger. You were a big fan. What'd you like about it? Let me know. Did you like Balky? What I liked, that was a really well written show. You have Balky, right? And then you have Larry. And Larry's the typical American, and then you have Balky, who's like the outsider. He is, of course, the comedic, physical comedy guy. But then also Larry, he was really good. Colson Larry. He was really good because he was physical too, but he had that straight, that he played the straight man, and he was really good at what he did too. I was really amazed. Jared asks, would you have liked to see a 4th season of Batman? Oh, yes. Had things went ahead, and if the sets weren't destroyed, 100%. I think it was a silly, just out there show, and I think it would have been amazing to see more of it. Absolutely. Taisha, I saw your comment up here. I like Family Matters, but only the first 4 seasons. The later seasons are too science fiction heavy for me. I've heard that. I don't mind them. Although, they became less family central, and not that I have a problem with that. I love Steve Urkel. Like, that character is, I think, genius. And Jaleel White is amazing. Actually, kind of random fact, Jaleel White lives roughly in my neighborhood, which is kind of funny. But anyway, long story short. But yeah, I haven't seen him yet, but hopefully one day. I'd be happy forever. Let's see. Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right, so I'm popping in the Addams Family just a little bit of Carolyn Jones popping up. And oh my gosh, John Astin, the best, Gomez Addams, a quick second, of course, Raul Julia. Amazing to think that John Astin's still with us and Raul Julia is gone. One of my favorite actors, Raul Julia, just in general. He was so good. Favorite Latino actors. Very, very good. The match game. A lot of people I also see really enjoy these game shows, like the old like 60s, 70s game shows, like What's My Line, things like that. A lot of people write to me about that, which I think is interesting. I've never thought about covering those. Some of them have stars in them, obviously. Some don't. Some of them have like stars like coming in and making appearances, and then others have like stars with, you know, regular people and so forth. I think that's really interesting. David Davenport coming in with a $9.99 donation. Thank you so much, David. You're awesome. Great Patreon supporter. Great overall channel supporter. That's what we YouTubers need, especially during this difficult time. So thank you so much. And you say, you always thought it was cool that 3 cast members of the Addams Family appeared in different episodes of Batman. Man, I'm burping. Excuse me. In different episodes of Batman. Carolyn Jones, John Astin, and Ted Cassidy. That's a good thought. So let's see. John Astin played the Riddler once, therefore 2 episodes, but in one story in Batman, which I did cover, so if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Carolyn Jones was a villain, right? She was a Queen of Hearts, I believe. I've never seen one of her episodes, I have to admit, because to me they seem like they don't pass them a lot on TV. I have to watch them on the DVD. Again, there's so much stuff I gotta catch up to. And then Ted Cassidy appeared as Lurch with makeup and everything in one of the buildings. He popped out. Very interesting. Very, very cool. I love Batman because of the villains. Sometimes they weren't even great villains. Like, I think Milton Berle was one of the worst villains. Louis the Lilac. I was like, what is this? But it's Milton Berle, so I didn't care. I just enjoyed him saying all these weird things. If you listen to the things that John Astin says as the Riddler, it's like, oh my gosh, who wrote this? And the fact, it's just like, it has to be satire because it's so bad that it's good. I don't know what else to say. It's great. A dude's thoughts. You like Balky when you were younger. You like shows with a family relationship that touches on, oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought, or I lost place. Serious issues, but not getting bogged down by them. Yes. When a show gets pulled down by them, that's a problem. I think Home Improvement, which I love, it's one of my favorite of all time, got bogged down at the end because some of those really personal things like change the story radically. And what I love about these shows like Lucy, Gilligan's Island, the plot changes throughout the course of the episode and then things go back to normal. Hogan's Heroes, plot changes, but then things go back to normal. I know that's so unrealistic, but I don't care. That it's fun, it's entertainment. That's what I like. If I want to see realism, I'll see realism. If you know what I mean. So I don't know if any of you picked up on that or like that or maybe not, but yeah, I would like to hear that. Erlandia, as a Puerto Rican, I have so much love for Raul Julia as well. I'm not Puerto Rican, but part Latino, and I love Raul Julia. And you think Astin? I'm guessing you're saying John Astin, right? Amazing tune. The Addams Family is your favorite. Yep. What's My Line? A lot of people love What's My Line. I wonder. I'll just keep that to myself. I'll keep that thought to myself. Paul Lynde. Oh, so good. He was on the Munsters, of course. Amazing. Was he on Addams Family? I don't think so. You guys and gals are great at this stuff. You guys are encyclopedias. Was Paul Lynde in an episode of Addams Family? I feel like the answer is yes, but I'm not sure. He was on I Dream of Jeannie, because I watched that episode. Hilarious with Dr. Bellows. I gotta do more of that. Terrell Bellinger. Did you know that Eartha Kitt was the first African-American actress to ever play Catwoman? You're absolutely right, because up until then, the first one was, of course, we have Julie Newmar, you have Lee Merriweather, Eartha Kitt, right? And so, of course. And as well as Uhura, right? In Star Trek, which is great. Oh, there we go. Queen of Hearts. David, thank you for correcting me on that. Queen of Diamonds. Well, I'm thinking of like Alice in Wonderland or something. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh. Loosmas99. So I think I love this comment. Phil Silvers on Gilligan's Island as Harold Hecuba. I loved him. I would not call him a villain. I know what you mean, though. I absolutely know what you mean. I learned that in school, and I was kind of blown away by the difference between, like, you have a hero and a villain, and then you have a protagonist and an antagonist. I would definitely think he's an antagonist, which doesn't necessarily mean villain, and a protagonist doesn't necessarily mean hero. They're interchangeable. It's just who's the main person. But he was definitely an antagonist that kind of tried to ruffle the feathers and stuff. But he was amazing. He was amazing on that as well. He was the optometrist and couldn't see. He was like, "Yes, Mr. Monster." He was great. I loved him. Paul Lynde on Hollywood Squares. I heard he was the man on that. He ran that show, right? Now, people who love the Addams Family, now that's me included, one of the things that I think really bogged down the show was the fact that they didn't really leave home too much. And the Munsters did. They were at home, of course, but they did a lot more than the Addams Family. And although I do love the house, I think it had to do with budget and constraints and things like that. But I think they could have had other sets. They could have gone places to, like, the supermarket. They could have, I think there could have been so many situations, and I totally understand that it was canceled after 2 seasons, right? But the idea is they should have. Maybe that's why, because they were just very, show-centered. They were just very centered on home. And I think that's fine, but there's only so much you can do at home. But when you go out, you have other stories. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Any thoughts on that? And shows starting at home and then moving back to actual plots where they could go out into the neighborhood, into the world. Yeah. Michael Taylor coming in with a $3 donation. Thank you, Michael. I'm trying to read what that says. There's like a little workout pear-shaped bird, and he's like, fist bump, fist bump. Thank you so much, Michael. There you go. There's your fist bump. Boom. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. You're awesome. And for supporting the channel. It means a lot. Do appreciate it. He played Dr. Dudley in 3 episodes of the first season in Munsters, right, Jamie? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, J. Ryan Stevens. So how about the time the Addams Family put wheels under their house to get on the freeway so they can get away from the neighbors? Yeah, and like Gomez had like goggles on inside the house. Again, genius and amazing, but you don't really get to see the outside. Now, okay, yes, here we have actually kind of eating my words here. You have Fester in an office environment. I'm trying to think where this is from, but it's pretty good, and this is what the stuff that I'm talking about. I'm not saying they never went out, but it was very rare, and the sets are very simple. It's just like an office, like that could be built right next to the home, and that's fine, but I want to see more stuff. Like, I feel like even Gilligan's Island, the fact that they were out, I think helped a lot, but they did go to other places and did do other things. I Love Lucy really branched out. I mean, that show had 9 seasons, technically 6, and then I would say there was like 8, 7 maybe, because there was only 13 episodes. Anyway, John A. N. I'll just say that. I'm not sure about your last name, how to pronounce it. What are your thoughts on Get Smart? I love Get Smart. I'm guessing you haven't seen my Get Smart videos because I just posted one. My last video was on Get Smart. Who's the original Get Smart? I talk about that in the episode, in my video. And I did Get Smart bloopers and some things about Don Addams you may not have known. So check that out. Check it out. Yeah, not into remakes at all. Honestly, there are very few remakes that I like. Very, 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 very few remakes. I only think the remakes that are sanctioned by me are the ones that are historical in nature, because you need to tell a story, right? But even all those aren't that great. But remake a sitcom, I think that is a no-no, a big no-no in my opinion. Although, yeah, they had the Addams Family and they had the Addams Family movies. Those are remakes. But they're usually so bad. That's just the truth. Remakes are just really bad. You can't replicate what has already been done, right? But yeah. In the cartoon, Wednesday and Pugsley always try to get each other. Yep. And not only in the cartoon, I mean, they kind of do stuff to each other here to kind of, one up the other. And then it's really, really intense in the movies. Obviously, there's more of a darker tone, but I mean, that's definitely expected. Austin, hey Austin, nice to see you. Matthew, not sure if that's a T. Kate? Buck Henry was a genius behind Get Smart. Yep, and Mel Brooks as well. Yeah, it's like we're in the era of reboots and remakes. I'm so over it. Nope, that's why I stick to the classics. All right. Oh my gosh, Uncle Fester. You know what I was really amazed? Were all of the veterans, individuals who were in wars who are actors. Like, there's so many. I mean, we can start with Uncle Fester from the Addams Family, Jackie Coogan, and you can continue on with Professor Russell Johnson, and even Don Adams. You can talk about, oh man, there's just so many. And I was surprised because I would look into these individuals and their and just their histories, and it's really amazing to see how many serve their country. So it's great. Randy, I'm not going to read your question, but I would say absolutely. But I would say we have to hit the 100,000 threshold. We have to. It's a thing. It's a goal. We have to hit that first before I make a big venture. Ooh, we have clouds, really cloudy. Before we venture into uncharted territory like that. So it's a great idea, but we have to meet some milestones and some qualifications first. So that's a great question. A dude's thoughts. Whoever did the Addams Family movies must have been really passionate about the original. Absolutely. And my hats are off to them because they were able to not change it as much, and they just added a little bit more of a disgusting nature, but still kept the childlike quality. There wasn't really blood. There was one time where I think Fester was fighting with Gomez, and then he literally got like a little slash here or on the arm, something like that. But it was very, like, yes, they talked about violence, but there was no show of violence. So I think that's the point. You don't need to show it. Everyone now is just like, look, but no, that's not the best stuff. Adventures with Christian. You make great videos. Well, thank you so much, Christian. I appreciate that. Oh, I was literally going to change what was going on here, but no, I have it over here. Really good chemistry, of course, between John Astin and Carolyn Jones. I think they were very good together. Again, they were not married in real life, nothing like that. But I think a lot of these people really respected and appreciated each other, especially when they acted together, except for Fred and Ethel. But other than that, I think a lot of them really did that, and that was shown. It showed. It was something that was the chemistry. My goodness. Having throat stuff here. So, some of the things that I like about some of these shows are some of the small things. Like, one of the things I love about Gomez was when he put the cigarette inside and it would go tss, and it would just turn off. Little things like that, I don't know, there's no explanation to them, but they're just like cool. They're just cool, they're interesting, they're small. They're little details that they didn't need to put in there that probably had some logistics to them, but they were just like, let's just put it in there because it's fun, it's interesting, maybe some people will like it. So, yes. John A. So, you say, I know you have a lot of questions to deal with. No problem, no worries. Please let me know how you feel about this. The game show, You Bet Your Life. Well, thank you. I'm amazing, according to John. Thank you. I appreciate that. You are amazing as well, John. You are for supporting me for all that you do. Let's see. You bet your life. Now, remind me, because I haven't watched a lot of these old shows. I've seen like the Newlywed Show or the Newlywed Game. I've seen what's my line or what's your. See, I don't know these too much. You guys have to instruct me about them. Yes. Yeah, so in case people don't know, and I did cover that in actually several videos. I made several videos on this. Aaron Spelling, Carolyn Jones being married. They obviously married after the fact to different people. They were married multiple times. Yeah, that's pretty surprising. He was on I Love Lucy. She was on, of course, Batman. She was also on Addams Family. And overall, a pretty cool lady from what I've heard. Loretta, just found your channel a few days ago. I'm loving it because you're bringing back great memories of our family around TV. Well, thank you, and that's what I do. If you guys and gals have not subscribed, have not joined the channel, I would ask you to consider doing so. It's absolutely free. I didn't know that people thought it wasn't free to subscribe. Absolutely. Things on this channel, everything's free. Watching the videos, thumbs up, subscribing, everything that's extra. Some people request that, like Patreon, like, super chat donations. That's all extra. But I always strive to make all this stuff free, all this information available to every single person, as long as they have they don't even need to be subscribed. But the thing is, in order for us to survive as YouTubers and to continue doing what we're doing, we need to see continuous subscriptions. We need to see thumbs up on videos. That lets YouTube know that, hey, people are still watching, people are still liking it. So you guys and gals are like the voters. You decide who's on and who's alive. So I appreciate it. And the channel just hit 80,000 not too long ago. Continued on to 90,000, which is nuts. It's nuts to think about. And wow, when a channel hits 100,000, it is pretty much known by YouTube as being a special channel, as being, one of the few and far between. So that's a long-term goal. Hopefully by the end of the year. We still have more than 6 months. We have 3/4 of a year to go. But 20,000 is a lot. It's a big number. But hopefully we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, let me see. I'm kind of behind over here. Let's see here. All right. Oh, my screen came off. Okay. Loretta, thank you. You're subscribed and binging Rick9G stuff. Oh, also, this is a cool thing. Again, this is for everyone. I have playlists. Now, in case people don't know what playlists are, because I know there's a varying audience that watches me. Playlists are really cool because what it does, it puts all the videos that relate in one group. So you can click on it and it continuously plays them. So you can stop it whenever you want and then continue it whenever you want, and it saves your place. It's really cool. So I know some people are like, oh, have you ever done Get Smart videos? Watch the playlist and you look through all of them. And then you can watch it in like a month, and if I added more, you'll get to see the rest of them. So it's really cool. Playlists are really helpful, and all you got to do is type in Rick9G, the show, and a playlist, and then all the choices will come up. So it's kind of cool. All right. Your Brett Evans says, your I Love Lucy videos made me find you and sub. Well, thank you so much, Brett. I appreciate that. It's probably, I can't argue, it is my favorite show on here. Absolutely. And I have my top 5. It's number 1 on my top 5. I think the best show of all time. Arguably, of course, but I would argue that it's hard to debate that. If anyone thinks, everyone has opinions, right? But if anyone thinks in a friendly way that there's another show that takes that spot, I think it's hard to argue that. But, that's just me. Bradden, so the winner of the I Love Lucy giveaway will come out in the next I Love Lucy video. I always do that usually in case there's a reason. The winners have been chosen, and that's all I can tell you right now. The winners have been chosen. It's all done. I just need to make the next video on it, and so that's the thing. Yeah, so been working on that. Been working on the next Lucy video, and yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there. I will always say, YouTube for me is not a sprint. It is a marathon. It's a marathon. We can't run out of steam if we sprint. So it's a paced race. It's a paced race. Yes, I Love Lucy is therapy. That's a nice way of looking at it. She helped me get through your knee replacement surgery. Wow. Well, I agree. Gets people through a lot of hard times, even though they're all not with us any longer. Their shows, their talent are still with us. So that's amazing. Norma, you say you'll probably get 100,000 by the time the lockdown is over. My channel brings joy and memories to all. Thank you for all your hard work. Well, thank you so much. And again, please remember, it's all mutual. This is mutual. I have passion for these shows. You know, I've said this since I've had like 300 subscribers, 70. Without you guys and gals, there would be no channel, because then I would be a crazy guy talking to myself about these shows. Like, imagine this live stream and I'm talking for an hour and there's no one on the other end. Doesn't work. It works with people like you subscribing, watching, and supporting. So thank you so much. All right. Let me see. Oh, Brady Bunch. So Lee Herring, I actually have never watched. Yeah, I've never watched an entire episode of the Brady Bunch. Kind of interesting fact. All right, let's see here. Put this back up here. So Bela Lugosi, I'm a fan of his. I really loved him in Dracula, of course. Dracula's amazing. And I don't know, I wish he was in more stuff. I wish he was like just more widely available. He has a lot of horror stuff that he's really good at, and I want to take a look at. But yeah, I think it's something that I definitely want to get into. Maybe get into that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't want to give away a lot of stuff, but we're the Smiths. Hello, Rick9G, you say. Well, hello, we're the Smiths. How are you doing? Oh my gosh. This sounds absolutely like Jay Leno. So he said Jay Leno was what's standing next to Lucy before he was a big star. Lucy was waiting for a car to pick her up. Jay said to Lucy, if you expect to get picked up, you're going to have to show more leg. I can even see him do the whole neck and chin and leg thing. That's hilarious. That's awesome. Wow, Bradness, look at that. Dissecting it. Rick is into speed, i.e. flying. He's a pilot. So he digs G's as in centrifugal force. Awesome. Yes. 9 G's. You got it, Bradness. And I think I said it before, but I'm pretty sure that Bradness also figured it out too. It's one of those. And there's another deeper hidden meaning in it, which I've never revealed, which I think at 100,000 I'll reveal. It's really important to me. It's really, really, really important to me. It goes full circle and it ties into the whole channel. So we'll get to it. Let's see. I love Vincent Price stuff as well. Vincent Price is amazing. He's really good in terms of his voice acting. Egghead in Batman, right? And so forth. We're the Smiths. You enjoy my channel. Keep up the wonderful work. Thank you so much. Ooh, I love questions like this, guys and gals. David, please ask stuff like this because I love stuff like this. Which is easier for you? Coming up with videos for your channel, or for existing playlists, or coming up with videos for shows you haven't covered? Ooh, that's a good one. That's probably the best question of the live stream so far. Because I don't know if I have an answer. Wait, I do have an answer. It's just I'm trying to decide. Coming up with videos. That's hard. Each presents its challenge, David. Coming up... Okay, like, I'm a little bit stuck on Three's Company, to be honest. And I love the show, unlike another video. But then on something like I Love Lucy, which I've made close to 300 videos on, that's a lot. That's more. 300 videos covering I Love Lucy is more than episodes that I Love Lucy has had. So it's almost double. Doesn't mean I can't make more. But then I also be like, ooh, I've covered this, I've covered this, I've covered this. Well, I can't talk about this. Because I made one video that there was a good amount of overlap into I Love Lucy. And someone was like, oh, didn't you cover that already? And I was like, well, yeah, kind of. But then I had another kind of thing that I was focusing on. But it's just interesting to know. So yeah, each one has its own difficulties. But I would think it would lean more toward a new show. Because, I don't know, although there's so much I can cover, it's like, what would people want to see versus a more known show that I can go into a lot of details, if that makes sense. Yeah, anyway. Frank S., nice to see you. Hi to you back. All right. On average, how long does it take to produce a video? Ooh, great question, Randy Tompkins. Randy Tompkins, again, great supporter. Okay, so great question. It usually takes me, so this is a great question. Think about a 5-minute video that I make. Because I know some people may say, like, why don't you produce a video every day? 2-3 videos a day. It takes me 2 hours just to edit a video. Okay? Just to edit that video. And let me tell you, there are people who are amazing editors, and I'm not an amazing editor. I think my work is passable. It's fine. It does what I want to do. It gets the job done, right? But when we're talking about thinking up a video, that could take half an hour, and then from there it just varies, because sometimes I have to look for stuff, and that may take time just researching the video, and the editing doesn't even take the time that I have to get the clips from it, and then the commentary. So I've had anywhere from 2 to 6 hours to edit and get the shots on a video. On one video that's 5 minutes long, that's 3 minutes long sometimes. I did a Batman one, or my most recent one, it was like around 3 to 4 minutes long. That one took me like 4 hours. Yeah, so that's a great question. Ooh, Ed D, ever plan to dig into 50 Superman show? Absolutely, of course not. I think that's a great show to get into. Superman, I mean, it's Superman, right? That is awesome. You like when I visit the grave sites. Well, believe it now, at least in Southern California, a lot of the cemeteries are closed. And I was kind of excited to go to cemeteries and visit, but a lot of them are closed. And I was like, ugh. I get it, but it's also like, why? There's no one there. There's really no one at cemeteries. But anyway, just a random thought there. Alright guys and gals, so the episodes both have ended. Addams Family, Munsters, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for supporting the channel as always. Don't forget to always stay positive no matter what, especially during this time. You all are great. Thanks as always for the support. And don't forget guys and gals, be hopeful.